Alright guys, SummerSlam was the last 2 nights and I wanted to pop on and do a quick review before Raw tonight, before we see what the fallout is. Obviously, the two big things that happened: Seth Rollins cashing in on night 1, Brock Lesnar returning on night 2, and Cody winning the title. And I guess Cena kind of doing a face turn. But I thought this event was really well done. They handled the 2 nights well. I think this was the first time SummerSlam was 2 nights. And at first, I didn't really love it. You know, obviously they're doing it for the money, but honestly, the demand is there. They're selling out both nights, so I can't really blame them. Starting, first with the stage, I'm glad to see finally at least a little bit of what seems like a newer stage that I haven't seen before. Maybe I'm wrong, but I've been banging the drum for new stages and to get back some of the old creativity from... The best thing about pay-per-views, now they call them PLEs, was that you would have like a new stage every time and they would really give it like a different feel. I remember like No Way Out back in the day, Great American Bash, Backlash. They all had really cool designs. I love the old SummerSlam design, like the green and blue. I really hope they go back to that. I always love those colors. I don't really love like the gray and black that they're using now. But anyway, yeah, the event was held at MetLife Stadium, the home of my New York Giants. I'm not a fan of the stadium, but I did think it looked pretty cool. And, night 1, I don't think it was obvious. Maybe some people think it was obvious that Rollins had a fake injury. I thought they handled it well. I'm not a CM Punk guy, so I'm not too upset to see him getting cashed in on. And the Money in the Bank briefcase, since they've done it, has really been one of my favorite things. It doesn't always hit, but I think just having it looming is great. I just think the Money in the Bank cash-ins are really some of the best stuff that WWE does. I think the match between Punk and Gunther was good. Gunther, I think, is really good. A lot of his matches have to do with him chopping and all that. But, anyway, I think the cash-in was good. I think Punk probably will win the title back at WrestleMania or eventually in the future. But they did get him they seem to do this a lot where they'll let you get the win, like they did with McIntyre at WrestleMania, and then have someone cash in on you immediately. So they'll let the guy get the win and celebrate, and then also let the other guy get the win. And then night 2, Lesnar coming back, I was really surprised. I wasn't sure if we were ever going to see Lesnar again, honestly. This was a really big surprise. Maybe not as big as the CM Punk return, but still a really big surprise. Him and Cena have a lot of history. I think this is really what separates like good pay-per-views from great pay-per-views, is when you like end the night with a really big surprise. Obviously, Cena gets F5. I remember this happening back in like 2012. It's like when he first came back, Lesnar, and then a couple years ago. So this is really good. This is definitely like a feud that Cena needs. I didn't really love his feud with Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes wins the title back. I still want him to do a heel turn. I know they're saving it, but I think I don't know, eventually they just got to pull the trigger on that. And then, the other matches that were good, I think all the ladder matches were really good. The women's matches were good. The women's matches seem to deliver, almost that seems like, for the PLEs at a higher rate, maybe just because Rhea Ripley is so good. But I think overall, all the matches were good. I didn't love the steel cage match with Solo Sikoa. I didn't love that ending. But in general, I don't really love steel cage matches to begin with, honestly. I think that's one of the most overrated matches. They're good like in hype when you're surprised about them. And almost like the build-up to the matches when there's a cage involved is good. But the matches themselves a lot of times are underwhelming. It's really hard to like do a good cage match. And yeah, usually like a shooting star press off the top of the cages, it's a great move, but that seems like we've seen it before. It's very dangerous, but that seems to be like always the go-to move in these situations, and someone escaping through the door is just kind of weak. Other than that, Dominic Mysterio and AJ Styles match I thought was really good. I like Dominic Mysterio a lot. I think he's doing really good stuff. I just think his character is great. The fact that he's like a scumbag heel, but the crowd still loves him, is really cool. And you just can't recreate like his history in WWE and who he is stuff that like you can't have a new character do. It has to be him. I would say the only thing is, as he gets older, I think he's going to have to, he's in good shape, but to get like in wrestling shape, because he's not really like a high flyer like his dad. And he's athletic for a normal person, but for a wrestler, you kind of either have to be like a big, strong guy to do those moves, or you have to be a high flyer, or you have to be a technical wrestler. So I think his best path is obviously to be a good technical wrestler, because I don't think he can do the other two things. But I still think he has a really bright future. The Jelly Roll stuff with Logan Paul was okay. I think Logan Paul's really talented. I think he's going to be the WWE champ and have a really long career. They seem to always have him be in like these celebrity matches with, but eventually he's going to get the main thing. I think he's just made for it, and he's really, really good. He nails these big spots. He nailed this frog splash, which even though Jelly Roll was just sitting there or laying there on the table, he still nailed just the distance and the frog splash, and like it was just a perfect connection. He was also like, he did that spot against Ricochet. He always seems to nail like the really good spots in these big events. So I'm a big, regardless if you think in real life, I just think he's great as a wrestler, and I think the fact that people don't like him in real life is good, because it bleeds into him being a heel in WWE. So overall, I thought it was a really, really good show, or a good 2 nights of shows. And they did a really, really good job. I'm also watching WWE Unreal on Netflix, so if that's a show you're interested in, 2 episodes in, I'm going to watch the remaining 3 and then do a review of that as well. But thanks, guys, for watching. I just want to do a quick review of SummerSlam. I'm really excited to have Brock back. I'm a big fan of him, really, since the beginning. And we'll see what happens on Raw tonight. I hope to be doing more wrestling reviews and cover wrestling more than I have in the last few months. Thanks, guys, for watching. And as always, I'll see you on the next one.